और क्या आपको मतलब बुक पढ़ना पसंद है?
तो आई थिंक बुक्स आर द क्रिएटर्स ऑफ ह्यूमन काइंड, है ना. विदाउट बुक्स तो आई डोंट एज्यूम कि हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू क्रिएट एनी पॉलिसी, any sort of government framework, any you would say anything for the society. The essentiality of books is in the reading. Reading creates imagination. So, for example, if you are just looking at H.C. Verma, 11th class book for, physics.
My favorite book.
Your favorite book. But the problem with that book is that when the bandar is pulling that particular pulley, it does not create a sense of imagination in me. I just cannot recreate the whole aspect. So you need to have some scientific underpinning to understand the concept there. But when it comes to, say, books, even NCRTs, for example, if you're talking about Akbar and his Rajgaddi, where he is sitting, and all of a sudden you would have this imagination. Okay, so this person was sitting here, all his darbars were standing like this. It creates such an imagination in your mind that the whole landscape of ancient medieval India, which would not have existed, cameras were not there obviously, they get recreated through your own imagination. And hence I would say books greater than movies sort of. This happens with many people who read say Game of Thrones books, Song of Ice and Fire, people who read Harry Potter books. So they always have additional things to say, additional thing to add. They always say ki maybe the movies were not able to cover as in that depth that the books cover. Now, if you ask me which books, if I have to recommend, I would be suggesting books to read would be on Indian freedom fighters. So you must read, say, Gandhi. You must read Ambedkar. You must read Bhagat Singh. Why am I an atheist? So what you will have an idea that when India was trying to get independent, these characters were at the fore of providing that impetus for the masses and also the political administrators who were there, so that we can finally break off the long chains of British colonialism over the past 2 centuries. Now, when we are reading these people, we understand their mindsets, and that is the whole idea. If we are reading these people, we actually get to know what they were thinking and how we can apply that even in the present context. Even modern India has many great authors. You have Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. And I am saying this for the people who have just started reading. You have Nandan Nilekani's book. I'm forgetting his book's name. He actually worked on the Aadhaar system that came. He's the person behind it. You will get pretty much books on Swaminathan, Ratan Tata. So the people who are trying to construct India at present, the thought, the thinkers of modern India, I would want people to read them, so as to they actually get the grasp of the idea what the whole thinking process of these people were and how we can imply in whichever field that we are going to move on forward. Like that.
Some of your favorite books?
Like I mentioned, My Experiments with Truth is one of them. And I would recommend a book by a Bihari. You wouldn't know he is a Bihari. This person is George Orwell. His book, The Animal Farm, is banned in communist and capitalist countries both.
Oh.
It's a, I think, 120-page book, and it talks about a farm where there are so many animals. There is one particular line. I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps even speaking about it. It says that all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This actually defines all the political systems, all democracies, maybe autocracies all over the world. Some people are equal, but some people are more equal than others. You can basically apply that. And his other book, 1984, is something that I would recommend as well. So yeah, if you ask my favorite book, it would be Animal Farm by George Orwell. And I'm saying that it is written by Bihari because George Orwell was born in Samastipur, Bihar.
Oh.
So that is the whole story behind his origin. And I don't know, I never found any reference of Bihar in his books, but you would say the works happen that way.
Oh.
Apart from that, which all books can I suggest? Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens. I couldn't understand a bit. When I was reading it, it was such hard English. The person defines hunger. Hunger is like a rat crawling out of his hole. Hunger is like this. On hunger, he has written one page. What hunger actually is. If someone is reading that particular page, he will possibly understand all the poverty in the world just because he has read that one page. The way of defining, the way of speaking is amazing. And then you also have Arundhati Roy. I think it was a story on Kerala, God's own country. I'm forgetting the name, but yeah, these books are